Lots of new plants coming up. We've had a bit of rain this week. All of the elm seedlings are germinating. Great. We planted 0 of them. The funnel's doing good. Put in some catmint plants from my partner's grandma's house. Sorry, catnip. Catnip, catmint. We put in a bunch of tomatoes we got for free. More pansies. Sagebush is in bloom. Flower bed is starting to look like a flower bed. Siberian wallflower is blooming. And we've had a couple of extremely vivid California poppies. I just really appreciate this orange-red color a lot. Valerian I got from Jim French is blooming, and is about as tall as my knees. And then over here on the mound, we've got kale, chard, potatoes. I transplanted in all of the corn and beans and squash I had in newspaper pots, and they're all doing really well. We've got scarlet runner beans. I don't remember what kind of squash I put in with these, and then red amaranth is popping. So that's exciting. We've got popcorn over here. Well, grocery store popcorn. And over on the east side, I planted a bunch of black beans from Winco, and they're doing great. So that's about it for the front yard proper. Over here in driveway bed, also got a couple of poppies. I've planted, who knows? We'll never know. Planted a bunch of wild rose seeds in this. It's going to be a hedge eventually. And transplanted in some calendula, some peach seedlings, some serviceberry seedlings. Hey guys! The cats are fighting. It's fine. And then over here in the salad bar, as I have been calling it, the arugula is making a lot of seeds. We're going to have so much arugula for next time, which is very exciting. And this guy's been just snoozing on the mustard all morning. See if I can focus. I don't know this one. But we had a lot of good bugs around lately. Lots of things eating my spinach and my lettuce, but also a lot of ladybugs and lots of bees and butterflies. Saw 2 hummingbirds yesterday, so that's nice. This is a Jerusalem artichoke, and I'm excited because I've never grown them before to see how they'll do. And the spinach in this area is starting to get ready to make seeds, but under here we also have, let's see if I can find some. We've got some tulsi, which I'm very excited about. It's just kind of nestled in here underneath all of this spinach and sunflowers and radishes and buckwheat and peas. just been fun cramming as many things in to one zone as possible. More diversity demand. Nettles are doing good. The Kamazana mustard is also really delicious and great and blooming. Chard. Got some more tiny tulsis. Present from our neighbors. Just take care of that. The kale from last year is also all gloriously fruiting. And then in this zone I've planted a lot of corn, beans, and squash and millet. But so far all we've got are a bunch of Japanese elm seedlings, which I am going to pull out. I do not need 10,000 elm seedlings in my vegetable garden. The rose bushes are starting their yearly bloom, and check it out. This is something I'm excited about. A couple of years ago, when I was pruning this rose bush, there was just like one cane that had grown up, was starting to grow up in the tree, and I was like, I'll just let that do it. Let it grow up and see how high it wants to grow up in the tree. And now we've got roses coming out of the elm tree, which I am really enjoying the good overhead rose. So that's been a fun little experiment. Tree nursery. Chestnuts are all going to be fine. Had a couple that have had a rough spring, but look, they're gonna make it through okay. And they'll be good and tough. The peach seedlings have really shot up. We got peaches, oaks, and some plums underneath. Little milk crate forest. Got potato bucket zone. I've transplanted in some flax just for a little ground cover, and because we have a lot of it. And so this bucket in the back is like 4 weeks planted earlier than this front one. So I did that one about, I don't know when I started these, but I did one every 2 weeks. So I guess maybe 2, 4. I can't count. It's fine. This bucket is full. These buckets will be getting more material added as the potatoes get bigger. Yeah, they're coming up. This potato I found in my worm compost bin indoors. So I put it out here, give it a little bit more space. Got an abundance of kale. Oh, excellent. And a very good friend is blooming today. Had this lavender plant for I think 5 years now, and I decided that this is the year that I'm going to try and divide it. So I've kind of just like pushed down some of the peripheral growth and then put compost and leaves, wood chips on top to encourage like roots to grow under here. And then I'll come back later this year and just check on it, and whatever does manage to grow roots I will just snip off, and then we'll have more lavender plants. Ha ha ha. More plants. Okay, back zone. The kale is all making kale seeds. The garlic is garlicking. The garlic is garlicking, and the kale is, check it out, it looks like string beans. String bean tree. So I have to move this plant out of the way every time we walk across the path. Got chard. And I've planted, get out of my face, bee. I'm not a flower. Thank you. Planted several varieties of beans, and not a lot is up yet in this zone. Let's see if I can spot. Most notable in here are some purple tree collards, just starting to come up, and maybe some more black beans. Kind of going for like beans and greens in this circular bed. And then behind us, some more kale forest. And I've planted a bunch of soybeans down in this area. I'm gonna come back in a couple weeks and see what's germinated and what hasn't. Yeah, rue is just starting to bloom, and these rescued pansies are doing pretty okay. Got some calendula starting to pop up here. I'm ready. We've got more small beets and spinach and potatoes in this zone. A little comfrey, grown from seed. Somebody's been enjoying it. Another good friend. Saying we're doing something right if mushrooms are popping up. A little radish spiral that I planted is starting to look like a spiral. Not entirely sure that these are daikon radishes. They look awfully pink for a daikon, but maybe I've never grown them before, so maybe this is normal. Or maybe the seeds that I bought off of a sprouting company on the internet that said daikon are actually just like your basic radish. So that's the back. That's the compost. And we got a lot of flax and quinoa, which I'm glad to see is here, because I had a dream last night that like I came out and the quinoa was all gone. I was so upset. And everyone was like, we don't know. There was never quinoa here. What are you talking about? It's fine. And also in here we've got a couple of, let's see if I can find them. We put in tomatoes last week, so they're all a little runty still. Here's one. Flax is doing great. It's flowered a lot and is also making little pods. Got a lot of buckwheat. Oh, there's so much elm. I've just been ripping it out all morning. Got my neighbor's bed. I'm gonna go around because they are doing a work. Yeah. Ugh, parkour. Over here in baby zone, as we have been calling it, the baby has not been doing a lot of planting, but the babysitter has been planting things. We've got, well, a lot of elm seeds it looks like, but I've planted Queen Anne's lace and calendula, a bunch of flowers, sunflowers, asters, calendula. Did I already say calendula? Yep. Well, there's California poppies are popping up over here. And maybe some blue vervain, and I would have to look at my notes, but we've had like this many elm seeds come through on one of our last windstorms. There's also like 3 elm trees around our house, so it's just been a fact of life around here. I've got a future planting basket in this abandoned bicycle, and some very nice small roses. I very aggressively pruned these last year and they just look great. And over here we've got arugula, beets, maybe some spinach, peas, calendula, a couple of imported peppers and catnip, and that's about it for this week's update. The privet hedge is starting to bloom, so that'll be fun to see. It's been very nice having all of this buckwheat down here because it just really brings in such a good nectar plant and a good green I'm gonna just wait for that cement truck to go by. Yeah, well, someday we'll have an update without traffic noises. Happy New Moon, y'all.